Hey friends, how are y'all doing today? Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, right? I believe so. It's been a long, fast week. Has anybody ever had a week like that where there's just been a lot going on, so it feels like it's long, but then you look at it and it's already Thursday, so long, fast. Anybody had weeks like that? It's finally sunny here. I don't know where you are, but it has been a monsoon in the Charlotte metro area for the last, I don't know, 2-3 weeks. And so we've had a week of sunshine. Still kind of cold, but a week of sunshine. So if you're just now joining us, hop on and say hello. My name is Heather Prince. I am the owner of Prince Design, and we create hand-painted home decor items, minis that I'm going to be creating today. And I also offer small business coaching. So if you're hopping on here in your small business and you're interested in chit-chatting about that, let me know too. But today I just wanted to hop on here. I haven't been on, let me adjust my lights, kind of blinded me a little bit. I haven't been on here in a while. And so I've got some new spring stuff that I'm working on, some orders that I'm working on. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to hop on here and do this live and see how everybody's doing. If you have any questions, what life is all about. So I probably won't be doing much talking. I'm just going to be working. So I'm probably going to tilt this down just a hair. Let's see if I can do this without a hair. So that you guys can see what I'm doing. And as you're hopping on here, say hello. Let me know what your day looks like. If you have any questions about what I'm doing or products that I'm using or business questions or whatever, feel free to ask and I will try to catch those as they're coming in. Hey, Miss Amy, how are you doing today? I'll try to catch those as they come in. If not, when I hop off here later, I will go back through and answer those in text. So I've already cut my wood. I just use white pine as my wood, and today I'm working on we offer the little 4x4s and the 6x6s are the two sizes that we offer. And I don't know if anybody knows this or not. Well, some people do because they all obviously order like this. But anytime you see one of our 4x4s, if you want it in a larger 6x6, all you have to do is message us and let us know. And I'll be glad to do that for you as long as it's the design that we currently have. And so these are just great like gifts for adding to like a gift basket for a bride or a baby shower, or I use these all the time for teacher gifts. They're great little additions or just to give as is. And then I use mine a lot of times in wreaths, and then I've got some in my bathrooms. Okay, I mean, they're just endless possibilities. So I'm just going to start working. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I hope you guys are doing well. Hey, Miss Cindy, how are you doing today? So I've already cut these and I've already I've already put my base coat on. I like to use chalk paint. So I will either use this Deco Art chalk paint, and you can get that at Hobby Lobby, or probably Michael's has it too. Or I really like to use the Rust-Oleum white linen chalk paint as well. So I use either one of those, and it's really just kind of what I have on hand. So I've already put one coat of chalk paint on this. When you use white chalk paint, you usually only have to use one coat because the chalk or the paint is thicker. If I'm just using basic regular white acrylic paint to paint these, you've got to use multiple coats because the wood will soak up your paint. But the chalk paint is thicker, so I only typically have to do one coat. And what I'm doing now is before I start to put the design on them or put a stencil on them or whatever, I like to take a real soft grit sandpaper. I think this is, I don't know what this is, probably, I don't know, 120, something like that. Just really a soft grit. Like hardly, I've used this so much, there's hardly anything there. But just to sand a real light coat, or just to sand it really lightly. And the reason I like to do that is because when you sand chalk paint, it becomes super smooth, and so it's easier to put designs on it when I'm putting acrylics on. It's easier for the acrylic paint to slide over that. It's easier for it just makes it a really smooth surface. Whereas like this one hasn't been sanded, and you can kind of feel like the brush stroke marks in there, if that makes any sense. So when I sand it, it becomes really smooth, and it just helps for a better finish. How's that? So you guys are just popping on. I'm Heather Prince. I'm the owner of Prince Design, and I'm just working today and just wanted to pop on here and say hey and answer any questions that you have about our products or about process. And yeah, I'm just going to start working, and I will try to answer questions if you have any, but there probably won't be too much talking, just kind of a here, watch and see me work. So usually I have a rag or something that I kind of wipe these down with to kind of get the extra, but I don't. I need to invest in a cute apron so when I do Facebook Lives, I don't look like a ragamuffin in my sweatshirts that have paint all over them. But until then, this is what you guys get. Dirty old sweatshirt. Because if I try to paint in something that is nice, I get paint everywhere, all the time. Okay, so I'm going to start, what do I want to start with? Let's start with, let's start this one. Let me get my transfer tape. Okay, if y'all are ever interested in supplies, what I use, they're on my website, princedesign.org. There's a section that says Biz Mentoring, and when you click down there on that, there is a tab that says Business Tools, and it has a link for all my favorite things, like the transfer tape that I use, the stencil material that I use, my tripod that I use. I can't think what else is on there, but a lot of things that I really like that I use every day in my business or frequently in my business that I know work. Like, it frustrates me when people promote things and they don't really know if it works. So everything on there is stuff that I know works. Okay, so this is just regular. I like to use clear transfer tape. I have some friends that like to use the more the paper transfer tape that's got like the grid lines on it. I've tried to use that before and it just doesn't work for me. Everybody is different. You really have to, hey Miss Allison, how are you doing? Hey Tammy. You really have to find something that works for you. The reason I like the clear transfer tape is because I also don't measure anything. And it's just easier for me to see the design and not have any distraction, like trying to look at lines and things like that. If you are one that like measures everything out, then you might like the ones that have the lines. So if you've never worked with stencil vinyl before, it is basically the same way as working with regular vinyl, like the 631, I can't remember what regular vinyl numbers are, 631 or something like that. It's basically the same thing, whereas you put your transfer tape on and you just peel the back off and then apply it. But it's just thinner and it's a stencil pretty much. So a lot of my signs are done with stencils. Some are done hand lettered. If I'm doing a bunch like this, I will do hand lettering. I will do stencil. It's just faster for me. It just kind of depends on the design and the look. So everything I'm doing today is stencil because I like to bulk or batch work. So that means like I like to do all of my, what am I trying to say? I like to do all of my computer work on one day. I like to do all of my designs on one day. I like to ship on one day. I like to design on one day, and then I like to work on one day. It's just easier for me to kind of get going. Okay, so I just take a credit card and just mesh that down really good just to make sure it's straight. And again, some people that I know measure and do all that stuff, which is to each their own. If that works for them, that's great. I just don't. I just kind of eyeball it and pray to the good Lord it works out. Most of the time it does. Let's see. How do you keep your stencil from bleeding? Okay. So, the biggest key that I have found is my base coat. If my base coat is always chalk paint for the most part. I find that when I use acrylics as my base coat, it's slicker. And so it's a slicker base coat, which allows for more bleeding. So when I use chalk paint, it's thicker. And I know I said that it's a smooth surface, and it is a smooth surface. Like, you don't feel like the brush strokes and things like that in there. But the chalk paint is a thicker paint, so it doesn't allow for bleeding. Also, another thing is when I'm doing stencils like this, if I am using so today I'm going to be using chalk paint for my lettering. And I like to use the Waverly brand. Sorry, that's nasty. Waverly, you can get it at Walmart or order it online. So when you use chalk paint for like the lettering as well, again, it's thicker, and so it won't bleed. I'm not gonna say it won't. It very rarely bleeds on me. Now, there are times when I don't have a color that I want for my lettering I don't have the color of that in chalk paint. I can't talk today, y'all. I don't have that color in chalk paint. So, what I do, you just have to be very careful, and you just have to put very light, thin coats on. But this stencil material is great because it doesn't allow for much bleeding at all, especially if you get like a good seal on it. I always use a credit card to really press it down, make sure there's no air bubbles. And then instead of using, I don't know if you can see, but I am doing like a tapping motion instead of using a brush stroke. So if you tap the paint on there instead of using the brush stroke, that will help for bleeding as well. Another tip for like making signs and stuff like this, if you're doing some hand painting with it. So I don't know if you can tell, but this is going to say Hello Summer, and there's watermelon in here. If I'm going ahead to design a stencil and cut like my words out, and there's a shape that I know that I'm going to put in there, or let's say I'm making like a laurel wreath around it, I will go ahead and put like the circle on there, or put like the outline of whatever I'm going to paint, and it's just faster and easier for me to do that way. That way I can then just come in and paint like the detail in there, and you don't have to worry about trying to like make sure everything's symmetrical and all the things. Now if I'm just like, I will do one in a little bit that has flowers on there that are not going to have any words on it, so I didn't cut a stencil for that. I will just hand paint that. Another thing about this transfer tape is that it's not too expensive, and I can reuse like the same one on a couple of stencils. So it's pretty cost effective too. Oh, thank you. What kind of stencil? So 651 is not the 651 vinyl. This is stencil. It's called stencil vinyl. I don't really think there is a number. It's Oracle, I can't remember. Stencil vinyl. and it is on my website. Like there's a link to the exact stuff that I use. But after this is done, I will comment on your comment right here and put the link of the exact stuff that I use. You can get it at all kinds of places. I usually just get mine on Amazon because I usually like link it up to other orders and it comes quick. Okay, so here I'm just going to eyeball this. So these are all going to be new spring minis that are going to be launching the 1st of April. I don't have an exact date. I'm pretty sure it's going to be April 1st, but I'm waiting for a new product to come so that I can launch everything at the same time. And I'm super excited about it. I think y'all are going to love it. I don't have my X-Acto knife over here. So if y'all are intrigued and want to be the first to know when our new spring signs come out or like what the new product's going to be, you might want to sign up for our newsletter, because everybody on our newsletter is going to get first dibs, because the new product, there will be limited quantities initially, and you always get good discount codes and product promos and stuff like that. So if you're interested in our new spring line, you might want to get on the website, or not on the website, well, go to the website and sign up for our newsletter. It'll say mailing list in the tab, and just sign up for the mailing list. And when our new product spring launch happens, which will be the 1st of April, you will be the first to know and get all kinds of goodies and all the deets. What's everybody else doing today? Are y'all working? Are you at home? How's the weather? I don't know about y'all, but I am ready for, I was telling some people last night at church that I love me some spring. Well, I really like all seasons for a period of time. Like by the end of one season, I'm ready for the next season to come. But towards the end of every season, I am, like I said, ready for the next season to come, but I want it to be like the middle of the season. So spring, for instance, like I love spring, but I'm ready for it to be like mid-spring, to where it's basically the nice, cool, nice temperatures in the morning time where you don't need a coat, and then the nice temperatures in the evening time or afternoon times too. So like these temperatures where it's like freezing in the morning and warm in the afternoon, no thank you. And not to mention, it is killing my allergies. I've had a headache every single day this week using the same transfer tape. So you can see you can get a lot. Well, I say that. No, because that's not going to fit. This one's a little bit bigger. What was I saying? Oh, I've had a headache every single day for the last week, it seems like. And it kind of comes again. And I get really bad migraines, like terrible migraines. So it's not like a migraine, but it's a headache that's just enough of a pain in the tush where, you know, it hurts in your eyes and it makes you tired and you just a grunt toad, or at least I am. So I'm ready for everything to bloom and it to be like mid-spring and we be settled in spring. Whoops, pull that O off. And then we'll be good. Some of these like cursive fonts are sometimes hard to line up because, you know, they're not supposed to be like super, I mean, it's hand, there. You know, it's like hand lettered, so they're not going to be like perfectly straight, so sometimes it's hard to get them adjusted right. Uh-oh. So, I don't know if y'all can tell, but the little A is missing, the little part of the A. So, I'll just go back and like hand put that in. Must have got lost in the transfer tape or something. When you have like little words like that, sometimes that happens, but it's okay. You can go back and just add that little middle part in. Not a big deal at all. Do you allow the paint to dry completely before removing stencil? No, not really. I'm getting ready to remove these stencils actually right now. Well, in just a second I will. One thing with the chalk paint I will say is that it dries super fast. Like this Hello Summer thing that I just did, is most of it's practically dry. So with chalk paint, like I said, it dries super quick. Now if I was doing acrylics, I usually would take a hairdryer and let it be mostly dry. I just find it's easier. I like to do it that way because I am sloppy, and if I take it off while it isn't not dry, there's most likely I'm going to put my hands in something and it's going to spread everywhere else, or I'm going to make a mess. So that's kind of why I do it. But you can take it off wet and it should be fine. I've done that if I've been in a hurry before. But I just prefer for it mostly to be dry, just so I don't make a huge mess of things. So for this one, I just realized that I did not design this well. I was in a hurry, so I'm just going to cut this stencil in half, and it just says be kind. So I'm cutting the stencil in half, and oh my goodness, get that out of here. And I will place both of the words separately. The word be was not centered to the word kind, and I guess I just wasn't paying attention when I was designing it. No big deal. This stencil stuff everywhere. Another reason I really like working with chalk paint for like this kind of thing is that you can sand it off really easily. Sometimes acrylic paint is harder to sand off than, let's say like right in here, for instance, there's a crack to where I cut the stencil and I didn't place it right back up. So if I accidentally got some paint in that little crack, it's easy to go in with this really low grit sandpaper and sand that off, and you hadn't completely ruined your sign. Okie dokie. Let's see, what do I have left to do besides clean up a mess? Oh, there's one. So for instance, this Spearful did not, like when I weeded it out, that came in. I will just go back in there and hand paint that. No need to have to recut a whole nother stencil. I just about made a boo-boo. Well, let me do it this way. So, like I was saying, if I'm going ahead and cutting something and I know I'm going to put like a laurel wreath over it, I will just go ahead and put the circle on there. So, like for this design, I know that I want to put like a laurel wreath around the faith over fear. So, I just went ahead and put it in a circle, and I will take a pencil and draw the circle around there. And then that way I know it's a true circle, and it's just easier and faster that way for me. If I were going to hand letter this, then of course I would just find a little, I would hand draw the circle. But if you're already cutting something, why not make your life easier, right? Whoops. Okay, so this is point in case. I've just got some black chalk paint on this that I'm going to paint this bunny. I'm just going to let it completely dry, and then I'll sand that off, and it'll be fine. I won't have to like completely repaint my whole board. So, for those of you that are on here or watching on the replay, do you make signs yourself? Are you a sign maker or crafter? Or are you just, or you would rather purchase it? Are you a person that just would rather purchase your gift rather than make it? Which one are you? I think I can tend to be in both. Like sometimes I just want to make my gift, or sometimes I am real crafty and real outside the box, and other times I'm just going to order from another small business. So which one are you? Are you a sign maker? Are you do on your own craft business, or do you like to make your gifts, or do you prefer just to buy them? Hey, Miss Susan, how are you doing? Hey, Miss Kathy. Oh, you're a crafter. So do you own your own business, Kathy, or just craft for fun? And what do you craft? Okay. I have one more, but I don't know where my other, oh, here it is. Tab out. Let's see if this will fit. Oh yeah. See, like, this transfer tape is fantastic. You can use it a million times. Get your money, get your money well worth it. Again, so like I went ahead and put this in a circle because I'm going to do a floral wreath around this design that says Hello Spring. So just to make it my life easy, I just went ahead and put it in a circle so then I can easily get the Hello Spring where I want it, get the wreath where I want it, and there you go. This is actually going to turn into a double-sided sign. I don't know if y'all saw, but I released another double-sided sign a couple of weeks ago for, one was Easter and one was just kind of like a welcome. And so this one is going to be double-sided with the Hello Summer that I did. So it's going to say Hello Spring, and on the other side it'll say Hello Summer. 2 for 1, girls, 2 for 1. Do I have any friends on here that have purchased one of our minis before? Oh, Miss Kathy. You're, oh, okay, I'm gonna really butcher your name. It's Sonona. I'm sorry if that's wrong. So you're still trying to learn. You got it, girl. You can do it. Feel free to always message me. I'll love to help you learn. But you like to paint and try new things. So yeah, if you ever have any questions, feel free to message me. I will be glad to give you some tips if you have any. And Miss Kathy, you are Crafty Girls, and for me, for just fun. You just, yeah, that's fun. I'm running out of black paint over here. See if we can finish up this sign with the having to get any more paint out. So the biggest tip I have for stenciling is, especially with this chalk paint, it goes a long way. You do not need a lot at all. And it spreads really easily. So especially stencils, like you just don't want to glob it on there because you for sure will have bleeds. Okay. So let me grab my X-Acto knife. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. One other reason that I love or I always encourage, if you're going to make signs like this, use chalk paint and then sand it, is because when you sand it, you are less likely to have like pill-ups. Like when I just rip that off like that, sometimes if you don't sand it, or sometimes if you use acrylic paints as your base coat, a layer of part of your base coat will pill up with it, and that's super annoying. But usually if I use chalk paint and I sand it before I put the stencil on it, I do not have any pull-ups like that. So, ta-da! Halfway done. So a tip for you sign makers out there, or ladies that are just learning or just kind of getting the hang of it. So when I used to do larger farmhouse signs, like large ones, something that really helped me, so with, how do I say this? Like if I were going to put this on a big sign, it's going to have like several verses to a Bible verse or something like that. What I would do is when I designed it on my silhouette, I would come and put cut lines right through here. So when I peeled it away, like I just did, it would peel like this line, and then it would peel this line, and it wasn't such a big mess like I just kind of had. But with this just being a small project, I don't ever put cut lines in there like that. But when I did larger signs, it was just a lot easier for me to put cut lines in there, so you would work section by section and weed and not have to peel off like the whole thing at one time. Sometimes that can be a mess, and then sometimes it can peel stuff up, and you know how it is. There. Let me move that away. So for instance, this would kind of be like a cut line, but I actually like cut the paper. But instead of like cutting the paper, I would have just put a line right in here where the silhouette would cut it, and I would apply it as one, so then I can just weed like this area first and then weed the next area. Just makes it a little bit easier to manage when you're working on like a large sign and you've got a lot of words. Like this one would have been a great one to put cut lines on. I have to be careful. Somebody asked me about, do I let it dry? So this is not always completely dry. There's a couple of spots that are still like glossy and wet. So I have to be careful not to put my hand in it or drag it across the rest, or let the stencil drag it across, because then you got a mess. Oh, what I was saying is, do I have any friends on here, customer friends, that have purchased our minis? And what do you use them for? Like, do you use them for personal use, home decor, gifts? I would love to see. And if you have a really good picture, we are working on some things for our website and a couple other fun things that if you wouldn't mind sharing a picture, that would be amazing. You can just shoot it to me in a message, and there might be a little something special if you help me out. So if you have any good, crisp, clean pictures of how you use your mini, or if you're using them for home decor, send them to me. I'd love to see. And again, this one is not dry, so I have to be careful with not spreading. Whoops. And our last one. Super easy. Now what I will do here in a little bit is go in and for some of these, like this one, I'm going to put like a decorative wreath around it, do some hand painting on it to kind of jazz it up a little bit. Some of them I will leave just as is and put a door hanger on there and a wreath, which by the way, if you ever are purchasing a mini from us and you do not want a hanger on it, all you have to do is send me a message after you order. Actually, I think there's a note to, I think there's a section in the checkout that you can leave a note and you just have to let me know that you don't want a hanger. So I have a lot of customers that don't want the hanger on there, that they may be putting them on like a bookshelf, so they'll like prop it up on, what are those things, a plate stand or something like that. So if you're ever purchasing one of these and you don't want the hanger in the bow, just let me know, send me a message. Or if you want the bow but not the hanger, a lot of times what I've done is just hot glued the bow on the side and not include the hanger. So that's always an option. It's not like listed on our site like that, but I just want to give you a heads up. Because there's not a good way to say that when you're ordering, but just now that you're on the live and you're the VIPs, you know that you can order like that. So, oh, you got a bandsaw, Sonona? That's fun. Fun, fun, fun. Hey, Miss Bree, how are you doing today? Sonona, these are what I call minis. So, all of my signs are called minis. I don't make like large signs anymore. I just do these, what I call our minis. So these are 4x4s and the other ones are 6x6s. And then if you kind of scroll through our page, you can see some other designs, but I'll go through and add like hand painting or hand lettering, not hand lettering. Sometimes I hand letter. I will go through and add like hand painted florals or buffalo checks, stuff like that to kind of jazz them up. So these are what, when I refer to minis, this is what I'm talking about. But fun that you got a bandsaw. I would love to see what you're making, so you'll have to post. Let us know. Okay, so that is all. So I'm going to continue working later and add some decorative florals and buffalo checks, all the things, and get these ready. So if you, like I said, if you're just not catching us, these are all new designs that we're going to offer for our spring launch. And if you want first to know, make sure you sign up on our website, princedesign.org. You can sign up under the mailing list tab to make sure you're the first to know when our new minis launch. And we have a new product that I'm super excited about. So if you do sign up, you are going to receive discount codes, promotions, first to know products, all kinds of goodies. And it's super fun. And we have a birthday club too. So if you leave your birthday, then the month of your birthday, you get extra special stuff, discounts, free stuff, all kinds of goodies. So it definitely pays to sign up. So anyways, ladies, I hope y'all are having a great day. If you are catching us on the replay, I hope you've had a great day. You probably worked all day and might be settling in for the night. So I hope you had a fantastic day. And again, if you have questions about products or what we're doing or business questions or anything, always feel free to message me. I love to chat with you guys. And I would appreciate if you would share the video too. So if any other of your friends are interested, or maybe you have other small business, other friends that own small businesses that are interested as well, or need maybe small business coaching. So if you wouldn't mind sharing the video, I would appreciate it. Okay, ladies, I'm going to hop off here now. Thanks for joining me. I hope y'all have a fantastic Thursday and have a great weekend too. Talk to you later. Hey friends, happy Thursday. How are y'all doing today? So, I am a little behind on orders and work in general because we went through about a 2-week span of the flu. So, not been on here in a while. How are y'all doing? I think we're all better. The husband last week had a double ear infection. That's worse than the man cold. Bless him. He's still suffering from that. He had to end up getting a shot and all things. So, other than that, he's doing better. And I think the kiddos are doing better. I'm doing better. So, we are back to work. Yippee! February is not our month. March is going to be our month. I hope. Okay, so, if y'all, hey Miss Andrea, how are you doing? When y'all hop on, say hello. Let me know how things are going for y'all. What's the weather like where you are? It is quite overcast here today. I'm hoping the sun is going to peek out, but I'm not going to hold my breath or anything. Okay, so I am working on some orders today, and I just thought I would hop on here. And hey Miss Kayla, how are you doing? Thought I would hop on here and just say hello. Y'all can watch me work. This isn't like a tutorial or anything like that. I will try to explain the best I can as I'm going along. Hey Miss Connie. Ooh, West Virginia. How's it up there? I will try to explain as I'm going on what I'm doing, but basically I just want to hop on here and say hey and answer any questions that you guys have. If you are small business owners and you have questions about how we do all the things at Prince Design, feel free to ask. If you are a DIYer, have questions, any questions, feel free to ask. So I'm just going to get started. Today what I'm working on is a custom piece. I only do a couple of custom pieces a month. And so I'm finishing up this one, and it's going to start with a buffalo plaid background. They are not my favorite to do. I love buffalo plaid, but it's not my favorite to paint. I'm not that great at it, to be just quite honest with you. Sometimes they turn out fantastic, and sometimes I'm like, nope, let's just sand that back down and start over. So if you're here watching, we'll just see how it works. Okay, so what I have a round disc that I'm working on, and most 99% of the time I use painter's tape to make my stripes. However, I'm out of painter's tape. So on smaller things, I will use washi tape. Is that how you pronounce it? The lighting on this thing just went terrible for some reason. I don't know. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's up. But for larger things, I will use this stencil vinyl. I've only used this 2 or 3 times when I'm making buffalo plaid, and it works fine. I just like using painter's tape because it's easy. I can get the thickness I want, and I just throw it across there and I don't have to worry about cutting or whatever. But if you don't have that on hand, know that this will work too. So, okay, what I did to get my stripes is I measured the center of my circle. When I do squares, it is so much easier, but circles for sometimes trip me up. I don't know why, they just do, but like just a regular square or rectangle is much easier for me. But anyway, so I've measured my center, and I started with my center one, and then how I get my, how I get them evenly is I take another strip like this, and I place it, let me see. Let me turn you guys down so y'all can see what I'm doing a little bit. Okay, so I place it in between, or I place it right up onto the one piece that I'm working on first, and then I put the next piece down. Does that make sense? So then I have even lines, okay? Okay. Let me get started. Like I said, I'm just going to be working today, so if y'all have any questions as I'm going along, I will try to catch those as they come in. If not, when I get off of here, if I see that I haven't answered a question, I will go back and respond to those via the text. So yeah. Okay. So for my first color that I do, I always use a grayish color. This is gonna be like a gray black. So I just mix my colors Sometimes if I have gray on hand, I don't typically have gray on hand a lot. I don't know why, I just don't. But this is going to be a darker gray. You're going to use 3 colors. So like a dark gray, or a dark gray, like a light gray, and then a black, like a solid black. So this is going to be, my first stripe is going to be the darker of the grays. And I just mix them. I am not a huge, I don't worry about like if my grays all match, like if I have to remix something and it's not like perfectly matched. Some people will put it in a cup and match it and put, like make a lot so that they can make sure that their colors are consistent. But that's just not a huge big deal to me, because usually my stuff is more kind of rustic sometimes, and I'm just not a perfectionist in that way. Okay, so I'm just gonna paint. And if you have watched any of my painting tutorials before, you know that I always say light coats are the best. You can put more coats on if it's too light, but I always suggest doing light coats rather than heavy coats, especially if you're doing some kind of like stenciling or something like this, because it helps with the bleeding. I will say, I always typically use chalk paint as my background paint. It's a little bit more smooth and chalky feel, and it leads for less bleeding. However, I did not have chalk. I'm out of a lot of supplies. I need to go to the lobby. I did not have chalk paint, so I just use regular acrylic paint as the background, and it's more slick. So it does lead to more bleeding. So there is a good possibility that I will have some bleeds, and it's okay. I can just go back and clean those up with with my white brush or whatever color I need to clean it up with. I don't stress about if I have a ton of bleeds. Now, if they're like really bad, then yeah, but I just don't really stress about it, okay? Just kind of make sure your tape, and when you use painter's tape, it's so much better than the stencil tape for things like this. So with this, and because I don't have a lot of stickage down, I probably will have some bleeding on this, but it's all good. We can fix it. Okay, there we go. So we have this. Oh, Miss Andrew Q, you take your time, no big deal. Kayla, good work. You're working on wood burning orders. That is so much fun. That's something I've never done before. So yeah, typically I just do paintings, Kayla. We have our minis that are our hot item that we sell. We do some wooden words like these. We offer these, and then I do some small business coaching as well. Okay. Okie dokie. Hey, Miss Dina Jones, how are you doing today? I love that you can catch me live. Okay, so now it's dried. Take our stripes off. I will reuse these sometimes, so I try to save them. Sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I don't, but we'll try to save these. So yeah, so I've got some bleedage, but I'm not really concerned with it. So after I get all of my stripes done, I can go back and fix those. With the painter's tape, you don't really ever have bleeding. And plus, like I said before, if you missed it, I typically use chalk paint as my base color, or base paint. Where the white is, it would usually be chalk paint. Well, this is acrylic paint, and it's a lot more slicker, and I just think it typically adds more bleeding. Okay, so now we have the stripes like this. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it like this, and then lay it flat, and we are going to add our other stripes. So let me get my stripes going on here. So just try and make sure the stripes are straight. This is why I don't like doing rounds buffalo. With a square or with a rectangle, it's just easier to make sure your stripes are straight. Straps are straight. Also, I would recommend that if you end up cutting stencils, you make sure you cut them the length of your sign, because when I cut these, I was just in a hurry and wasn't paying attention, and I didn't cut them the length of my sign. So now I have to piece together a stripe to go through the middle. It's okay. Our motto here at Princess Design is just work with what we got and just make it good. Okay? So it is going to work out all just fine. Oops, that's not the one I need. This is the one I need. And I just eyeball this, guys. I know some people will get out their measuring sticks. If my husband were doing this, he'd be getting out the measuring ruler thing and measuring. I don't, just like when I hang pictures, I just put it up there and make sure it looks good. It drives him crazy. This would drive him crazy, me just kind of eyeballing this. But hey, works for me. That's how I do it. Again, this is way easier if you have painter's tape. But I did not plan, and I don't have painter's tape, so we're just using this stencil stuff. So just move my other piece of little tape over here to make sure that my stripes are evenly spaced. I do try to do that. Most of the time. Most of the time. And again, like, I'm not a huge, I mean, if it's not like perfectly straight, it is okay as long as it's not like terribly crooked. Circles can be a little bit forgiving because you can kind of turn them to make them look straight. But I usually don't have any problem getting my lines straight and even on squares and rectangles. Circles, sometimes I am on the struggle bus. So y'all the type, where'd my things go? So are y'all like buffalo plaid people like all year round, or do you feel like it's just a fall thing? I am one that I can have buffalo plaid pretty much all year round. I love it. That and houndstooth are my favorites. Okay. But I have a friend who feels that buffalo plaid is just for the fall. We differ on our opinions. Okay, so now I've got this. Let me just put it up, make sure it's somewhat straight. Sorry that you're looking at the back of that. And it's not the best. So let me just readjust some of these. Usually if you just have one that's off, it kind of makes the other ones look off, but once you fix that one, then the rest kind of line up a little bit better, if that makes any sense. Okay, I think that's good. So just press those down really good. Okay, so for this color, it's going to be a lighter gray. So I just come back into my color that I had and just add a little bit more white. And again, I'm not real particular on my colors. I just wing it. Okay, so that needs to probably be a little bit lighter. I do like for it to be a pretty different shades. So. And for this one, I really try to do a light coat so that you can see the other gray in the background. That will help you significantly on the very next step to be able to see that dark gray color, okay? Make sure it's all. We're gonna put that white. Okey-dokey. Let this dry and I always have to think through this next step because sometimes I get confused and I do it backwards and it turns out a hot mess, which is highly possible because I'm trying to think how. So turn it this way. Okay, I got it. I think we'll see. Let's try it. Okay, it's dry. Hey guys, I am Heather Prince, by the way. For those of you that are joining us, I'm gonna let this dry for a couple seconds. So I'm gonna flip this up and see if I go back through some of the comments and see if y'all have questions. So Kayla, so we actually cut our own wood. So this is MDF, and so we cut our own rounds, but Lowe's and Home Depot sell rounds. I don't think they're as thin as this one. This is a 1/4 inch. But yeah, they do sell rounds, and I've used those I have a friend that sells them and uses them as Lazy Susans, and she hand letters on them, and they turn out super cute. So you could totally use that. Amy, this is what size is this? I think this one is a 14 inch. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to measure it, and I will comment when I get done. I'll write you a little message, but I'm pretty sure this is a 14 inch one. I've got a big doozy over there that I'm going to paint some lemons on, and it's 22, and that thing is ginormous. Miss Tammy, you said you're not crafty. I make wreaths. Oh, that's crafty, Tammy, if you make wreaths, because I am not a great wreath maker. So, okay. So, now, typically, if I were not in a hurry and not behind on orders, I would set this aside and let it dry for about 45 minutes with this coat on it like this. Only because sometimes when you layer paint like this, it will tend to pick up with the, I'm getting ready to put another stencil on top of it, it will pick up some of the paint underneath it. But for this one, I am okay with that, because after I'm all said and done with it, I'm going to go back over it with a light sander and sand it and kind of distress. So if it picks up some of the paint, I'm okay with that. If you are looking for a more like hard buffalo plaid or just more finished look, you might want to let it dry pretty good and cure at this stage. Okay, so I'm going to tape you back down. See if y'all can see that. Okay, so for this step, y'all saw me turn it, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these stripes on here, and then I'm going to go back and add other stripes. If I can find them. Where they go? Where did they go? Where are my stripes? I have no idea. They probably fell over there, and I can't reach them. Okay, we can just use these and reuse them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to leave the stripes on here like I said. Make sure they still have a good little seal to them. And I'm going to go back, and y'all probably cannot see the swell on here, but in person I can see where my white line is, where I originally put the original tape. And what I'm going to go do is I'm going to put tape right back over that white line and line it up just the best I can. So this is why I was saying light coats are best, so that you can kind of see through your lines a little bit. Okay. This is like the trickiest part. If you put your paint on too thick, then you cannot see your white line, and it gets to be real tricky. Have fun with that. Also, this is the stage that I sometimes do this backwards, and I'm pretty sure I'm not doing it backwards this time. Sometimes it's a surprise, so y'all can find out with me if I'm doing it right. I have done a million buffalo plaids, and they still trip me up. They still confuse me. Some people will stop at the stage that we just finished with and just call it a day, and that's fine. That's more like a check. But adding this next step gives you that like real buffalo plaid look where you've got that like real dark square. For our just joining us, hello, I'm Heather Prince. I'm the owner of Prince Design, and we make home decor signs like this, and little minis are our specialty, and wooden words. And today I'm working on this custom piece for Buffalo Plaid, and I thought I'll just hop on here and let y'all watch. So we're just kind of working and hanging out today. If y'all have any questions, you can feel free to ask those. If you're watching this tonight, or if I missed your comment, I will go back later and answer those the best I can, okay? Okay, this one seems a little crooked to be, but that might just be because the line is crooked, which is a good possibility. Okay. Okay, so I think we have this. We'll see. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is make sure these are all down. There's a good seal to them. And I'm going to go back and this typically is like your solid black place. But I'm going to make it just more like a dark gray, since this is kind of a lighter plaid, buffalo plaid. So I'm just going to make this like a super dark, almost black, but not quite like stark black. Just going to mix my color up. Okay. And then you just paint where your open spots are. And then we pray that it comes out right. If not, then we sand it down and we try again. Let's just be real. I'm all about some realness, and I'm not perfect. So, people would say, why are you doing this live? If you're... Sorry, I got a phone call. Like I said, people would ask, why are you doing this live if you're not 100% sure? Well, because I am. This is what realness looks like. All makers and business owners don't do everything perfect every single time. So, we shall see how this turns out. I can already tell this one is going to be, the plaid is a little off because this square right here is a little bit smaller than that square. So that means my lines are not completely straight. And if you caught me earlier, you heard me say that buffalo plaid on circles are just not my thing. They're not easy for me for some reason. Some people may say that they're great, but not for me. But it really is not going to matter because this is the background, and I'm going to put a large design over top of it, so you really won't be able to tell too much. Well, you won't really tell at all. As long as I get my design centered in the middle, it will be just fine. Also, any other makers, small business owners out there, like super critical of your own stuff? I've done this a million times, and I actually did one of our door hangers that we offered this past Christmas was a buffalo plaid with the word joy written in red real big on it, and then some greenery. And I redid this one buffalo plaid like twice. I just could not get it right on that round. I don't know why. So I called the customer, and she came and looked at it, and she had no idea that it was what I thought was crooked. So just a word of encouragement to those makers out there that sometimes our perfectionist is perfect for your customer, that they are not looking at it in such detail as you are. I like everything to be perfect. I'm just a hard critic on myself. For example, after this, I'm working on a sign that's got lemons on it, and for the longest time it drove me crazy because I could not get the lemons symmetrical. And finally I was talking to a friend, and she was like, Heather, go into your cabinet or pantry or whatever and get a lemon and hold it up. Are all the edges round? No, there's not one piece of fruit that is perfect on each side. So if your fruit is not perfect in your drawing, it's a lot more realistic. So just a word of encouragement for you makers and business owners out there. Don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself a little grace. Okay, let's dry it, and everybody pray that this works out great. Okay, so before I take the tape off, just see. I don't know if you can see, like, this again, if you are just watching this, I'm probably will have some bleeding on this because I'm using this little stencil tape, and all the things have not gone right with this sign. But I'm okay with that because I can, later, I can touch those up. Plus, this is going to be like a more rustic, and so after everything's finished, I'm going to go back with the light sander and distress it, so it's going to be like that really farmhousey distressed look. So one thing that you will notice is, like, right here, it's a darker color than maybe over here, and that is because I did not evenly mix my paint, which is what I wanted. But if you want more of a classic sharp buffalo line, then all of these shades would need to be the same, of course, and they probably would need to be like black. Okay, just a heads up. Okay, so now we are going to carefully, because this is not dried all the way, because I'm impatient and I know that y'all are just dying to see if I did this right. So we're going to take off the tape and see if we were a success or if we screwed it up royally. And I'm thinking that we had success, as long as everything is somewhat straight to the naked eye. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what it looks like. Not too bad, my friends. Yippee skippy. There's some bleedage and a couple things, but nothing that we cannot fix. Hallelujah. What y'all think? Cute, right? Love it. So again, this is more of like a grayish buffalo plaidish type thing. So it's not like that stark black and white, because I wanted something a little bit lighter for summer. So let me show you a couple of things if you're interested in this, where if you mess up, you can kind of fix. So like I'm gonna try to do this the best I can. Like right down here, can you see it? I'm trying to look past these comments. Let me scroll these past so I can see. Okay. So you can kind of see like right here, I got off a little bit. No big deal. You can go back and fill that in with some color, put a little tape down when things dry, fill that in with the white and fill that in with your gray, and everything will be perfect. So if you come up with some bloopers like this, do not panic. All is still right in the world. It is still gonna be perfect. You can fix those. And then I did have some pill upage like on my white right here. And again, that is because I used regular acrylic paint and not the chalk paint. So I would encourage you to use chalk paint if you're going to do this. But other than that, it is for the most part pretty straight, and it's going to look great. So, okay. Sorry if I just made y'all sick. I don't know. There's tons of comments. So hey Sabrina, I'm so glad that you're here. It's your first time. Okay, so there's tons of comments here about questions. So what I'm going to do, rather than have to scroll all the way, because I failed to bring my iPad in here. Typically, I'm getting super old and my eyes cannot, I have my phone up here, and my eyes cannot see all the comments. So I have to like bend forward, and I know y'all don't want to see the pores in my face. So a lot of times I'll have my iPad over here. I can scroll through it and answer questions, but it, like everything else in my life, is never charged. My husband says that if we had a family crest, at the very top of it would be a blinking battery, because nothing is ever charged in our family when we need it. Hence why my iPad is not charged. So usually I can scroll through and answer questions. But so what I will do is this afternoon, when I sit down for a hot minute and work on some computer stuff, I will go back through these comments and answer any questions that you have, or feel free to DM me if you have questions or anything like that. So okay, friends, I hope y'all are having a great Thursday. Wherever you are, I hope the weather is beautiful, because today it's overcast. But you know what? I'm not going to complain, because it is not raining. So you know what that means? That my kids can go outside and play after school. Win-win. So I'm okay if the sun's not out for today, as long as it doesn't rain. Okay, so I'm going to go finish this. Again, if y'all have questions, I hope you will drop those or message me. And I appreciate y'all joining me today on Thursday morning. So y'all have a great day, and I will talk to y'all soon. See ya. Happy Wednesday, friends. How are y'all doing today? So I'm in the process of working and I can't talk. Working and doing some orders, and so I just thought I'd hop on here and chat. Hey, Miss Jennifer Irwin, how are you doing? Are you working today? So anyways, I have not shown my face on Facebook Live in a hot minute. The last time I showed my face was when I did my dough ball tutorial, and I will report back that my Ivy is still alive. For any of you that watched the tutorial or know me personally, know that live plants and myself do not mix. Hey, Miss Beth. Thank you, Jane. Yes, Beth, you caught me on our business Facebook Live, and I did change because now I'm painting, and you know me well, know that I can't paint when and be clean, so I didn't want to ruin my sweatshirt. I need to get a cute apron for when I paint and do Facebook Live, so I'll look better than this, but this is what you get today. So anyways, so yeah, how are y'all doing today? I just thought I'd hop on here. Like I said, I am working on some orders, and just thought I'd hop on here and chit chat and show you what I'm doing. So if you're new to the page, my name is Heather Prince, and I am the owner of Prince Design, and we offer home decor items such as these little mini signs that you can put in wreaths or on the door or anywhere. You can use these. I use these for gifts all the time, all the things. So I'm making a couple of those today. And then we also have some fun new products that are coming that I can't wait to share with y'all. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so what I have so far, if you are new to sign making, let me just share with you what I got going on. So I've got my wood cut, and typically what I do or what I use for my wood is the Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen is the name. However, I'm out and I'm unprepared. So today I just used regular old acrylic white paint. The reason I do not love to use acrylic paint for my base coats, or really anytime I'm using like stenciling type stuff, is because number one, it takes forever for it to dry. So I just painted these about 45 minutes ago, and they're still kind of tacky. In a perfect world and in my perfect little schedule, I would have a paint day, and I would have a design day. I would have a paint base coat paint day, and then I'd have like a detail day. But these last 2 weeks, I've gotten a little wonky, and so I have not been able to do that. So I've just had to do everything today. So today is my orders, get things done, which I move a lot slower when I do that because, again, you have to wait for the base coat, you have to cut it, you have to sand it, you have to do all the things. So I like to batch work. If you have been in my business group, then you hear me talk about batch working a lot. But today, we're not batch working. So I've got my 4x4, I've painted it. I like to use the chalk paint, and also with the chalk paint, you can sand it after the first base coat, and it comes out like super smooth. Sometimes when I use acrylic paint with my base, it will, I will have some pull-ups from my stencil, but we'll just make it work, okay? So what I got done right here is I have the Oral Mask, I can't think of the name. If you want the link, I can be glad to give it to you if you are interested in that stencil. I love using this stencil, and I've already cut it with my machine, and now I'm going to I've already put it on there, transfer tape. I'll show you that in a minute. And then I'm just going to use some Waverly black chalk paint. Y'all, I've got the sneezes, so I just did a Facebook Live in my business group. If you do not know that I have a business group, or if you're a small business owner and you want in on the group, let me know, because I'll be glad to put you on there. It's for ladies who have small businesses and they're wanting to grow their business. So anyways, so if you need more information, just let me know. I'll be glad to help you. I did a business, or I went live in that group just a little while ago, and I had the sneezes too, and now I've got it coming back. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, so I'm using the Waverly chalk paint. I really love to use the Waverly chalk paint when I am doing stencils. I don't always use stencils. Sometimes I will hand letter things, and you see me do that occasionally. But with certain designs, I will use stencils. And if I'm making a lot of things, I will use stencils. So I like to use, can y'all see what I'm doing? I like to use the Waverly chalk paint, because it's cheap. Oops, that's not pressed down to it. And the reason I use chalk paint when I'm using stencil is because it doesn't bleed as much. It's a thicker paint, and so it doesn't bleed. So I'm just dabbing this, trying not to get on the edge of, like out here. If you get too fast, it'll get away from you. And instead of like brushing like this, I prefer to dab when I am using stencils. It helps with the bleed. I have had experience when you like brush like this, you are more likely to get the bleed underneath, whereas if you just dab it, you don't get as much bleed. So that is what I'm doing today. What are you guys doing today? Anything fun? Is everybody working today? I thought it was going to be, see, nose itch. Hey, Miss Caroline, how are you doing? Hey, Emily. Hey, Miss Susan. What's everybody doing today? Or is everybody working? Or are we having fun? I thought it was going to be really pretty here today. If you're new to our page or you're not from our area, I am located right outside of Charlotte. And the weather here has been fantastic. We were blessed. I don't feel like we got like that little polar vortex or whatever they were calling it. Yesterday it was just beautiful. And today I think the weather is nice, but it's kind of overcast. I have heard that we're going to be getting cold weather again. I'm just kind of ready for spring to come on here. I love a spring and I love a fall. I do not like the winters or really the summers. The only reason I like summers is because we can hang out in the pool with our friends and there's no school. But temperature wise, I love a spring and I love a fall. Okay, so I have just gotten this on there. See? What did I? So I'm going to let that dry. And I'm going to put another stencil. So if you are new to using stencils, let me show you how it works. If anybody wants links to the products, I'll be glad to share that with you. So, like I said, I use the Auramask stencil vinyl film, and you can get that off Amazon, or there's other kinds of places. If you're interested, just message me or comment here, and I'll be glad to get you a link to that. I can't talk today. So I've already cut it with my Silhouette machine, and then I've already added the transfer tape over here. So see how there's two pieces? So I've just put the transfer tape over top. I use this old gift card that I have, and I just press them down together to make sure there's like a good little seal. And then I peel off the back. Can everybody, do y'all see that? Makes sense? So I just peel off the back. And then you got your stencil and you got your back. You just throw this away, okay? And then, like I said, when I use chalk paint, I prefer to sand down my base coat. It makes it really smooth and it makes it a lot easier for the stencil not to pull up any of the base coats. I'm not promising today that the stencil won't pull up the base coat with this acrylic because it's kind of tacky right now because I'm being impatient. I got things to do. I need to get these done. But if it does, it's not a big deal. I can just go back in and touch up. It's not, if it happens while you're making a project, it's not the end of the world. So then I just line this up on my board where I want it. So I've just got it lined up like that. And then I take my card, debit card, whatever, and just press and smooth it down, okay? And then if you can see, like here is you probably can't see that well, the transfer tape right here. So I'm just gonna pull the transfer tape off. Sometimes the middle parts will come out of the words, just kind of press those back down, no big deal, like that. See how I'm just kind of pulling it, you can pulling it back. And then you're left with your stencil. Voila, magic, right? And then you just dab again, and you just keep going. So, do I have a lot of DIYers here, or are you mainly just a buy the product type of gal? Or do I have any small business ladies here who make signs like this too? I can't see. Hey, Jennifer. There are so many different ways to make signs like this. There are methods to where you like paint the base coat. No, how do they work? How do they do it? Oh, they would paint. So there's some people that do this, and if you're on here and you do this, let us know. Because I've done it both ways. I just prefer this method. So some people will paint their board black first, paint the whole thing, like paint their base coat black. Then they'll come in and they will lay their stencil down, but they would weed it a different way. This is probably going to confuse y'all. Weed it a different way to where if I were to peel the backing off right here, the words would be stuck right here, if that makes any kind of sense. So they put it on there, then they paint over the color that they want their wordings, and then they paint over that the color that they want their top coat, and then they peel the letters off. That doesn't work for me. I'll probably just confuse you a lot, so I just like to do it this way. It's just simpler for me, just to do 2 coats. If you follow me on Instagram, I was just talking about how I have a huge appreciation for teachers now. If you're just catching me, earlier I was saying that hey Kim, let's see, you said I use my Cricut and make signs on bourbon barrel lids. That's cool. Hey Bev, how are you doing from Wilmington? How's the weather down there? Is it nice? It's been super nice up here. So what I was saying is, on Instagram, I was talking earlier about how I have a new appreciation for teachers. I've always appreciated them and thought that they had a thankless job and all the things. But today in my business coaching group, I did a training, and I think it lasted, what, like, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes or something like that. But it was a situation to where I talked the whole time for the most part. And I got off that thing, y'all, and my throat was like super dry. And I feel like I was out of words. I texted my friend that's a teacher. I was like, I don't know how you do this all day long. Talk. Because I was like done. And now when I get done with this, I'll probably be like, don't talk to me. I'm done with words. So I got another one done, and I'm just going to let it dry while I finish these. And because I'm being impatient, I will go back with the hairdryer and dry them. So I reuse my transfer tape. Because I'm just cheap, and it just works. It saves you money, and I can usually get like a couple of signs out of the same transfer tape, like 4 signs probably. I have friends that don't. It's just your preference. Kim, do you use this method when you are using painting on your bourbon barrels? I would imagine the lids would be a little bit more rough. So do you use stencil, or did you say you use a stencil? Do you use a stencil like this on your bourbon barrels, or how do you do that? I think the hardest part for me on this is getting these things straight. Sometimes I will print my design, depending on, when I was doing farmhouse signs and I was doing like a lot of wording, I would print it in sections. So then I can line up the sections instead of doing like all one. So like this right here is all one stencil. Probably read it better like that. All one stencil. So if I was doing a larger sign, I would section it off to where I could like match it up. It's easier to get the line straight. I do know people who measure. I just don't measure. I just eyeball. I'm not good with the numbers. That's why the hubby does the accounting for Prince Design. I can make, I can market, I can chit chat, I can communicate, but when it comes to numbers, count me out. We all have our talents, right? Oh, Bev, 70 degrees. Oh, that sounds amazing. I don't know what it hit yesterday. It was really nice here yesterday. Okay, I'm just... You can really get like, this is why I kind of like to batch work, because generally, during my busy season when I was making a lot of these, like at Christmas time, making like 30 and 40 a day, it's easier to just do like all the stencils one day, all the basis coats one day, because then you can just really like knock them out, because this process is pretty quickly, especially using the chalk paint because it dries so quick. And another thing, you don't have to use a lot of paint. Like when I used to do the paint parties, my biggest tip to the attendees was to use several light coats. You don't want to like put a ton of paint on, or else it will bleed for sure. So I always prefer to do several coats, but do several light coats. With black, you only need one coat. But if this was like a color, I don't know, like yellow or something like that, a lighter color, you probably would need to do several coats just to make sure it was like opaque enough or whatever. Okay, so because I'm impatient, I'm getting my handy dandy hairdryer out. So, hey Miss Livia, how are you doing today? Hey Michaela. Okay. Also, I am a huge fan of using the X-Acto knife. It will slice your finger off. I have about cut my finger more times than not. Some people use like a little hook tool that might come with their machine. But I think it's easier for me to use the X-Acto knife. You do you, and whatever easier. But for me, like to grab these little pieces, it's just easier. So after you peel it off your stencil, all you're going to do is go back in and then peel out the insides of your letters that still have like the stencil material in there. Which I can't get this one. And it is best to let this stuff dry, but like I said earlier, I got things to do. And these people want their stuff. So, no time for a drawing time. And there you go. Got a cute little sign. So I'll go back in later and add like a little vine type detailed on this one right here. And then that's it. I just put a little hanger on there and then voila, all done. Super cute little gift, easy to do. If you're just joining us, hey, I'm Heather. I'm the owner of Prince Design, and I'm just here working, and I thought I have not hopped on live in a long time, so I just wanted to hop on here and say, hey, chit chat with you, kind of show you how I make my signs. I'm just completing some orders that need to go out today. I just thought I'd hop on here and say, hey, see if anybody had any questions. I just did a Facebook Live in my business group, which if you are a small business owner, I have a small business group that we do trainings and keep each other accountable. So if you are interested in that, let me know. I'll be glad to add you to it. So I did a Facebook training this morning about why Facebook Lives are so important. And it hit me that, you know what, homegirl, you haven't done a Facebook Live in like 3 weeks. So I decided to hop on here and say, hey, show my face, let everybody know that I'm still here. I've been doing a lot of, we got some new products coming in, well, that are in the process that I'm working on. And so, hey, Miss Carrie, hey, Erin, how are y'all doing? And so I've been doing a lot of like prep work and trying to like work out new things, talk to different people. So I haven't done a lot of DIYs, or I haven't been able to get on Facebook a lot lately. So I just thought, well, you know what? I'm working. I might as well just hop on here and chit chat and see how everybody's doing. Check in, let people know that I am still here. Beb, I do not have a Cricut. I have a Silhouette Cameo. They're virtually, I think there's pros and cons to both. That was just kind of what a friend of mine suggested to me when I was first starting out, gosh, 6 or 7 years ago. And so that's just what I went with. But yeah. Hey, Miss Carrie. Hey, Penny, how are you? Hey, Caroline. What kind of towel? So this is not towel. This is just 4x4 pine, white pine wood that I get at Lowe's. And I get it in the big sheets just because I make a lot. And so this is wood. It's white pine wood. And I just cut it down into the size that I need. And then I've just used chalk paint on these particular ones. Miss Carrie, you're supposed to be working. Okay, so there you go. And I do not, for this type of thing, sometimes I will seal them with a spray acrylic poly if I am adding like details onto like this one. But you do not have to. I probably will seal this one or seal these because they just have regular acrylic paint on them. But also like the bigger ones like this. Oh, by the way, these are our new, these just went live yesterday on our website. These are 6x6s and they're reversible. So what this one has welcome on it. You probably can't see that because it's mirrored on your side. But this one has welcome, and then it's got it says hippity hoppity. You can't really see it good in the camera, but it's hippity hoppity. It's got a little carrot. So you got a little reversible, and this went live yesterday on our website. And then I have another one. So this one says he is risen for like Easter, and then on the back it's just a generic little pineapple. Stinking cute, right? So these are like our newest ones. But what I was saying is when I do like decorative painting on this and I use acrylic paints, I always seal them with polyacrylic. I just think it helps the vibrance of the colors come out. Not necessarily that you need to seal them because for, I don't know, like weather purpose. I mean, if these are going outside, then clearly you need to. But like if you're just using these as gifts or just sitting around your house or on a bookshelf or whatnot, you wouldn't necessarily have to seal them. But I seal these because I think it brings out the vibrance and the colors better when I'm using acrylic paints. So, hey, Miss Penny. Oh, you're okay. In the business group, absolutely. So when I get off here, I will reply to your comment and I will leave the group link that you can join and just answer those questions in the group, and we'll be glad to get you that signed up. So that'd be great. Well, not signed up, just joined. Oh, you love the buffalo plaid. I think it is my favorite too, Miss Penny or Miss Bev. I like I'm a pineapple girl. It's just simplistic. And y'all all know, if you've been here around for a hot minute, that buffalo plaid is my jam. I love all things buffalo plaid. So, so yeah. So these are like my favorite things to make. So anyways, okay, I just wanted to hop on here. That is all I have for you right now. I'm going to let these dry. What I will do for these is just drill holes in them and then add a little hanger, and they'll be ready to go to their customers. What size of... Oh, so this one right here, Bev, is 4x4. And then these right here are 6x6s. This size right here is perfect if you're adding it to a wreath to go outside your door. Or I have this in a wreath on my pantry door. Or not this particular one, but this size. So the 6x6 is perfect to go in like in a door wreath. These little minis I use a lot on like I have one on my china cabinet, like the little door on my china cabinet. I use these all the time for gifts, wrap them in cellophane and tie a little bow on them, and they're super cute. So these are 4x4 and these are the 6x6s. And there's other designs on our website too. So thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna hop off here and go grab my drill so I can get these all finished up and go pick the kiddos up from school. But other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. And if you have any questions, if you catch this on the replay later and have questions, feel free to send them in the comments. I'll be glad to answer those as soon as I get a chance. So, okay, y'all have a fantastic day, and I will see y'all later. Hello, friends. How's life treating ya? What you got going on tonight? Let's see here. We are live. And I think we are. So, welcome. How has everybody's day gone? Are you in this area? Did you get snow? If you are in the Charlotte metro area, we got snow today, April 2nd. Hey, Miss Andrea, how are ya? So it went from cold, rainy to snow to sunshine today. Welcome to North Carolina. And it's April. So I had a killer headache earlier today, but all is better. Does anybody else get like bad headaches when their barometric pressure like goes nutso? I do, killer. So welcome. If you are, when you hop on, say hello, let us know how your day has been, let us know where you're watching from, all the things. So feel free to say hello, give us a thumbs up, hearts, whatever. I'm Heather Prince. I'm the owner of Prince Design, and we create hand-painted gifts and home decor. And so if you are new to our page, welcome. Occasionally I will hop on here and do some DIYs and easy gifty ideas, all the things. So tonight what we're going to be talking about is hopefully you are on our newsletter. If you're not on our newsletter, I will drop a link in a little bit. Sign up because we had our spring launch yesterday for our spring collection, and it always goes out first to those people on our newsletter, and I always give coupon codes. And going forward, we are going to be doing lots of things in our newsletter as far as promos, giveaways, things like that. That is all going to be taking place in our newsletter going forward. So you want to make sure that you are on it and you don't miss out. Sorry if that got paused. My mother was calling. She's not on Facebook, so she has no clue that I'm doing a live. And she probably honestly will call back in about 2 seconds again because I just declined her. But hopefully not. I apologize. Okay, so like I was saying, we launched our spring collection and I'm super excited about it. But I get all the time, hey Heather, I really love your mini signs, but I just don't know what to do with them. So tonight I'm going to share with you how I use them and how I incorporate them into our home decor and into gifts. So if you're popping on, say hello, let us know how everything's going in your neck of the woods. Tell me where you're watching from because we have followers from all over the place. Today I shipped out to Indiana and West Virginia and Texas. So yeah, let us know where you're watching from. If you are from not Gastonia, well, you can let me know if you're from Gastonia too. I love all my Gastonia people. And if you're watching us on a replay, because I know this is like prime hour, 8 o'clock to put kiddos down. That's what my husband is doing currently. So most of you probably will catch this on the replay, and that is cool too. But this is just the best hour for me to pop on, because right after about 8 o'clock, Betty bye. I am not a night. I was talking to a friend today. I'm not a night owl and I'm not a morning person. Is anybody like that? Like, I'm like in the middle of the day is when I work the best. Like, I don't really like to get up early and I don't like to stay up late. So, okay, so we are going to just get going. I'm going to show you a couple of cute gift ideas. So we've got a lot of things coming up. We've got Mother's Day coming up. We've got Teacher Appreciation coming up. If you have like elementary school age kiddos, you have that coming up. We are hitting on bridal showers that are coming up, wedding showers, all kinds of things are coming up. Spring and summer are like your big kind of like gifty times besides Christmas. So I wanted to share with you how you can give thoughtful and inexpensive gifts and how we use our minis. Okay, so first up, I'm just going to start real easy or real simple is I've heard a lot of this is coming from the dollar store too. So I love to give thoughtful, easy, semi-cheap gifts, okay? And things. Also, tell me this if you pop on. Do you guys have like gift closets? So my best friend and I were talking today, and we know several people that have gift closets, and I have a mini gift closet. I would like to stock my gift closet up more because I find myself wanting to give a gift to a friend, or maybe she's in like chit-chatted and said she just had a rough day, and it'd be really nice just to be able to give her a quick little gift. And so I've kind of started slowly like pumping up my gift closet. So these are going to be super cute things that you can get to your gift closet that in a blink of a hat, you can just pull it out of your closet and have ready to go. So, hey, Miss Lauren, how's you doing today? Okay, so first up is I got this, this cute little container at the dollar store. They have all kinds of sizes. I was at Hobby Lobby and they have all kinds of sizes and a ton of colors. And so this is at the dollar store, but you can get them at Hobby Lobby too. I think they're a little bit more expensive at Hobby Lobby, but they have way more color selection at Hobby Lobby. So this is going to go to a friend of mine who loves Reese's because I love a good Reese. And I kind of wish y'all I would have held out and gotten the Easter Reese's, but I didn't. And just added a cute, one of our cute little minis. I'm going to add some crinkle paper in here. I have not had a chance to get the crinkle paper before today's live. But add some crinkle paper in here, and this is a cute little, just easy thing you can put in a gift basket. You can wrap it up in cellophane and drop it on someone's doorstep, and voila. This also is, hey Miss Glenda, how are you doing today? This also would be super cute for teachers if you know like their favorite candy or whatnot. This is kind of just universal gift. So pair your little mini with some cute chocolates and be done with it. And you know, you don't even have to use this little thing. I just kind of thought it was cute to put some crinkle paper in there, and it just kind of gives it a little spice. But you can always just throw this in a gift basket with one little piece of candy, and it's a super thoughtful gift. So candy and a mini. First up, okay? Second up is using this little container again, is pairing it with one of our brand new tea towels. I'm so excited, you guys. So if you have not been on our page or you have not been on our website and you're not on our email list, you might have missed it. I was telling the gals earlier that we're on here, get on our email list because there's going to be some fun things going on. Starting this week, it's my birthday, and so we're going to do some giveaways, and going forward, we're going to be doing a lot of things on our email list. Not that I'm going to overpower you with emails, but you will always know first up what's going on, and any promo codes will come out through email. So sign up. So we have brand new tea towels, and I'm over the moon excited about it. These are hand painted by me and then printed by my sweet friend Beth at Busy Bee Gifts. And we have all kinds of designs. So I'll show you 3 designs tonight, and there's a couple more on the website that you can check out with. But these are going to be fantastic this summer and this spring to go as a go-to little quick little cute gift that is unique that you can't find just in your regular old Target or TJ Maxx. Not that I don't love me some Target and TJ Maxx. So tonight what I've paired this with is I went and got these cute little mason jars. They're the Pioneer mason jars, and they come in sets of 4. And I've just broken up the set. I think the sets of 4, they're like $10 for a set of 4, which is kind of pricey in my opinion. But I have broken them up to have 4 different gifts. So I have paired this with a Pioneer Woman's mason jar. And I went ahead and added, let me just open it up. Added one of these little crystal light things to it, just a little extra something. You would not have to do that, but put it in there and then paired it with a little tea towel, put it in this little dollar store bin, and I'll put some crinkle wrapper in there, wrap it up in a cellophane, put a bow on it, and you've got a cute little birthday gift, teacher gift. You could use this for a smaller bridal gift, all kinds of things, wedding showers, if you're going for a smaller gift, a friend gift, whatever. It fits anybody, really. If you have somebody that just maybe moved into a newer home, this would be perfect too. So pair it with the mason jar and put it in a little tub, and there you go. Stinking cute little gift. Okay, moving right along. So for a larger gift, that these are actually going to my kids' teachers today. It's not today. It is bedtime tomorrow. So I like to give our teachers gifts every couple of months. I just feel like they are loving on my kids all day long. They work hard, and I want to show them that I really appreciate them. However, I like to try to do it on a budget, right? Keyword budget. So what I have that they're going to get tomorrow is another dollar store bin. And let me take this out. I went to Lowe's and got a Gerber Daisy. They were $3. Got a little Gerber Daisy. And this is just double-sided wrapping paper that actually I bought from our wrapping paper sale at school. And I have wrapped it up in the wrapping paper, tied a little bow on it. And you could simply give that with a mini and that would be cute as is, but I have put it in like a little gift basket. So I have got a flower. I've got our newest Hello Spring. For those of you who have not seen, so this is, do I have the other one over here? I do not have the other one over here. So this comes in two options. You can get it just like this, just the Hello Spring, or we have it in the reversible where it says Hello Spring, and then on the back of it, it says Hello Summer, and it has a watermelon on it, and it's super cute. Hey, Miss Ann, how are you doing tonight? Hey, Erin. So I am pairing that today with the flower, and then my kid's teacher loves this little Boom Chicka Papa stuff. So got this at the dollar store too, and just adding that in there just for a little treat that she can have tomorrow. And you have a stinking cute little gift basket that does not cost you an arm and a leg. So there you go. You could use this again for anybody. But what I love about our minis is that when you purchase them, you can purchase several. And then they're just easy to add to things that give it just a little extra little pop. So, okay, so there's that one. The other one is, these go great. This one probably is a little bit big, but these go great with just a bottle of wine. Probably not this gigantic bottle of wine. I did grocery store online, like where you order online, and sometimes I'm really bad at that. Sometimes I hit it off. Hey, Miss Allison, how are you doing? So sometimes I hit it off really good. The other day I ordered 2 bananas. 2 bananas. Today I ordered a gigantic bottle of wine. I did not, sometimes I just do it on my phone. I just don't realize the quantities or the sizes. It's just kind of hit or miss. But so I guess you could give a gigantic bottle of wine, but I probably would recommend the smaller one. But anyways, this would be super cute with putting one of these around. I probably would do maybe one of the smaller ones, maybe the Be Kind while you're Be Kind. Oh no, this one says Choose Grace. That would work too. Or we have the newer one that says Be Kind. Add this and you can add a bow and wrap this up in cellophane, and this is a fantastic gift to give to pretty much anybody. A neighbor, a housewarming gift. Probably wouldn't take this into the school, a teacher gift. That probably wouldn't work very well, but I mean, I guess you could. But yeah, friend's birthday, anybody that you know might just be having a rough day. Super cute and easy, okay? So a wine bottle, stick it on there and wrap it up in some cellophane, and you got a cute little gift, okay? So moving right along. Hey, Miss Kanan, how are you doing tonight? Okay, I've got 2 more for you. This one is, hey Miss Christy, how are you doing? So this one is one of my favorites, and this is going to a friend of ours on Saturday. I hope she doesn't pop on here and watch this. So I found these cute, let me take this off. I found these cute little drink dispensers at Walmart for $5, y'all. $5. They are plastic. But they are super cute. And we have some friends that are moving this weekend, and the husband is helping them move. So I thought I would put together a cute little housewarming gift for them. So what I have done is I've got this $5 gift, or $5 drink dispenser. I purchased some Country Time lemonade. I threw some, like, the grass, Easter grass in there. I'm going to throw that in there. I'm also going to add, one of our newer tea towels. So this is another design that we have, is the Faith. Honestly, you guys, let me just tell you about this story. So I painted this, and I sent it to my friend, And well, when I paint these, I paint them on canvas or paper, and then I scan them and do all the things to get it ready to be printed, because these are printed on here. This is not painted on here. So I sent it to my friend and I said, what do you think about this design? Because I really loved it on paper, but I couldn't decide if I was going to like it on a tea towel. And she was like, no, because I had 9 designs that I was choosing from to get. I think I have 5 or 6 tea towels. So she was like, nah, I don't really love that. She's like, I like the painting, but I don't think it's going to be great on a tea towel. Well, I just decided to have it printed anyway, so you guys, and it turned out to be like probably my second favorite. I love this towel. So this is like the navies and purples in here. But anyways, I love this towel. So this is one of our newer towels. So I'm going to fold this up and add this into this little drink dispenser. This drink dispenser, this one right here, came from Walmart. Also came with 4 cups too. They came inside of here, but because I put all this stuff in here, I can't get the cups in here. So I just wrap the cups in cellophane, and I'm going to give her this cute little mini along with it that says blessed. And so the husband is just going to carry this along with the top on this and give this to them as a cute little welcome to your new home housewarming gift. And I think it's super cute. I would love to get this as a housewarming gift. Another cute thing that I thought about doing too is, I don't know if you know, I don't have one here. Probably should have. Oh, yes, I do. Wait, here it is. So we also do wooden cutouts like this, and this would be super cute instead of doing the mini to tie the hello, and she can add that to a wreath or something like that too. So that's another option. So if you need a housewarming gift or any kind of gift, really, head over to the Walmart and get this $5 little dispenser. It comes with cups, and it's super cute. And you can make it even cuter by adding a mini or a tea towel or kitchen towel, whatever you want to call this. Hey, Miss Alice. Yes, you did order 2. I appreciate it. You are a doll, and those will be on your way. On the way shortly. Okay, let me show you this what I have while we're talking about tea towels. So this is my absolute favorite design that I did. I'm really into lemons, and I stinking love how this one turned out. I knew I was going to love it, but I love it even more in person. So this is my favorite tea towel. So this is one that we have to offer as well. Oh, I'm just kind of on a lemon kick. Maybe it's because it's summertime. I don't know. I just love lemons. I have done a couple of custom pieces recently with lemons, and I just like them. They turned out super cute. Okay, the last little super easy gifty thing that I have for you guys tonight is, hey, Miss Alex, how are you doing? Hey, Brittany, how are y'all doing tonight? I got stuff all over my floor. If I were to turn the camera around, y'all would be like, sister, you need to get off live and go clean the room up, because it is a disaster. Okay, I can't honestly say that I came up with this idea, because my friend I was talking to today actually gave me this idea, and I thought, well, that's really a good idea, and I need to start incorporating this. So we have lots of friends that are having babies, or a friend of mine actually has a mom that is in the hospital, and we always like to take people dinner occasionally. We love it when people bring us dinner, when we are having one of those weeks where you're just like, oh, it is going to be a drive-through night. How sweet is it to have a friend be like, hey, we're dropping off this for dinner or whatever, or you just had a baby and we're going to bring you dinner, or mom's in the hospital and we're going to bring you dinner, whatever the plans are. So she was like, it'd be really cute to add one of your minis on top of the dinner lasagna or whatever you take, tie a bow around it, and that's just a cute little gesture too. So that is, I did not have time to go out and get I don't have any of the like tinfoil things to show you, so I just pulled out one of my Pyrex dishes just to remind me to tell you that would be a cute idea to have your little dinner. Tie a mini on top of it with a bow, and it's just a super cute little way to tell someone that you're thinking about them. Here's a little gift, and here's some dinner too. But I pulled this one out because this is probably my favorite mini that we have to offer for the spring collection, is our little bunny. I love the colors in it, probably because it matches my kitchen, and that's exactly where this one has been sitting, is in my kitchen right next to my coffee. So every time hey Miss Leanne, how are you doing tonight? So every single time that I brew my cup of coffee, I look at this cute little guy. It just makes me smile. I just love him or her, or whatever you want to call it. So okay, so that is all I have for you guys tonight. If you're just now tuning in, feel free to watch the replay. I just gave a couple of cute ideas for simple, easy gifts for baby showers, or wedding showers, bridal showers, housewarming, teacher gifts, all kinds of things. Ways that you can use our new tea towels and our minis to make just a cute, fairly inexpensive, thoughtful gift. So I would love to see how you guys use your minis as you order them and receive them. I know a lot of you have them already, the older designs, but as you're getting some of the newer ones in the mail, I would absolutely love to see how you use them. And give us all ideas. So always feel free to post them on our business page, or tag us, or send me the pictures, because I always want to see how you guys use them. So that's all I have for you guys tonight. I hope that you have a fantastic Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, going downhill. It's almost the weekend, right? And again, if you have any questions, feel free to message me or DM me. If you are not on our email list, I will post the link here in a minute, and you can grab that, because like I said, it's my birthday on Friday. And those of you on the email list, and those of you that have already purchased from our spring collection or will be purchasing from our spring collection this week, are going to get some goodies if you're on our email list. So be watching for that link here in a few minutes, and feel free to go sign up. So y'all have a fantastic week. Yeah, week. We're still in the week, right? And I will talk to you guys later.